the monies that is supposed to go into treating patients uh, is given actually to fake hospitals, which do not exist. The hospitals are not there in the first place. So you
including a
wonder
hardware.
where that money is going to, because
Mm-hmm.
the Minister of Health is supposed to give certain amount of money into that hospital that gets into, I mean, treating Kenyans. But then, in actual sense, they found out that actually most of these hospitals that this money is going to, these hospitals do not exist. They're not even, they are nowhere to be seen in the country. So you can imagine that if we have this kind of systemic corruption that
Mm-hmm.
is deeply existing in our in any country, so you could imagine the kind of issues that this is going to create. You can imagine the number of patients that are going to die without getting medicine, without getting proper treatment, simply not because the money is not there, but the money is being channeled in a very different way that ends up in the hands of a few people. So this corruption in most of these African countries, I think it is not only affecting the young people, but the entire country, because at the end of the day there is no money that is being given into construction of infrastructures, things to do with roads, and this affects the society in so many ways. There is no money that is given to maybe the children to go to school in countries where they have bursaries like in Kenya, and you find most of these kids end up not going to school. Even the teachers are not getting paid because the money is not getting to them. The money is ending somewhere in the hands of few people. So that's how
Mm-hmm.
bad corruption is in many African countries. And so many people argue that corruption exists everywhere, but it's only the magnitude of corruption that actually impacts so much in every society. So um, most of the countries, even the ones that we seen as the mothers of democracy, countries to do with the UAs and all those, most of these countries they do practice corruption. There is corruption happening every day, but the corruption that they have is not in the magnitude that we do have in most of the African countries. I mean, the people, most of our leaders in Africa, I don't think if maybe that qualifies to be called theft. I don't know. That's not corruption. That's a real theft.